Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is time for a little bit of group chat.
Woo!
Who's ready?
Let's go.
We got a lot to talk about. A lot of news. We're talking IPOs. We're talking clubs in the Metaverse. We're talking, stocks having some trouble. We're talking about a shortage. There's a lot of shortages, but there's one particular shortage, I'd say mainly in New York, that's really alarming, and I think we need to bring up. And I also think we need to address, we've talked about it a little bit, but the crime wave in LA, we just have some updates, and we're starting to hear the feedback from our audience. And for better or for worse, it sounds like traffic might be getting a little lighter soon.
Some people are blaming us.
Some people are blaming us. So look, all we're trying to do is keep you informed. We are a true crime series based on whatever happens every day in LA.
Find
and we
people
got endless content
on both sides of the crime.
I don't know about that exactly. This might not apply on that one. Okay, everyone ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
All right, so I guess the news is don't move to LA.
We were hyping up LA for all these years. Hide your wife, hide your kids.
We were LA's number one advocate, and now it sounds like our podcast is turning people off from potential.
Yeah, we have
moves.
firsthand accounts of genuine fear to moving to Los Angeles because of the number one podcast in the world, Group Chat.
I mean, I was thinking of us
Number one podcast
to be
in
the
the
number
world.
one crime podcast in the world.
Wasn't crime the original thing that took podcasts off?
Yeah, it's still
The-
the number one genre is still crime.
True crime.
The non-case, right?
Serial.
Yeah.
We could do a serial every
15
every
seconds.
week.
Okay, well, Joe just went.
4 dead in Beverly Hills, 3
Palos
dead in
Verdes.
Studio City.
Yeah.
Four.
It's every day. So what happened? Did one of you guys say you started following the Instagram account that posts all the crimes?
Yeah, I started following it. And
Street people.
of Los Angeles.
I can't even follow that. I probably wouldn't
And
leave my
I
house.
think they are doing the work that Citizen was doing. So during the pandemic, all we saw in Citizen was like, you should never leave your place.
Yeah.
And then Dee pointed out
Machetes.
before that we started recording that they stopped reporting crime.
Or I don't know if that.
Why do you think that is? You think that's
Well,
like
look, that
liberal owned?
I actually don't think it's liberal owned, and I don't think
I'm just saying AOC denied the crime.
I don't know if what they're doing, but it definitely I literally re-downloaded Citizen over the weekend, and I've been
Peaceful?
I mean it didn't seem like, obviously I don't really care anything outside of 3 blocks of my house, so I'm not looking at what's happening a mile away because unfortunately it doesn't affect me. So it felt quiet, and it did look, and then a friend of ours posted, hey, this doesn't look right. Like, there's a lot more action happening. Is Citizen not reporting it? Are citizens not reporting the crimes? Are they just fed up? Because it's a crowdsourced app. So
Right.
maybe, I have a feeling a lot of people also deleted it because they're like, dude, everyone says Citizen gives them panic and anxiety.
Mhm.
So I think that piece. And then you follow these accounts. I can't even watch these videos. It freaks me out. I don't even want to watch.
Yeah.
It's very alarming that I think this is across metropolitan areas. Every morning, any group chat you're in, we obviously live in LA, so most of our friends are LA based. It's just crime.
Well, I mean, look, it's not that it's crime. It's that there's fear.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
So I don't it's now the topic. Every conversation with people is they're fearful, and my watch or this car, or we're not doing this tonight, or we're not going here. And I think that is a really, really scary thing, because once behavior starts shifting because of fear, there's domino effects that we can't even think of that our community will have. And to be fair, it's not just an LA thing. We're in LA, so we care about
Of course,
LA.
yeah.
It's happening in New York. It's happening in Chicago. It's happening in Miami. It's happening in San Francisco. It's happening, Austin. It's happening in every major city. There's just a surge in crime. I think that the frustrating part about what's happening in LA, and no fault of ours that Gascon was on our podcast.
We get so much
we
shit,
messed
man. It's every day.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
you
glad
weren't
I
on
wasn't
that
on that
episode, but
episode.
every day,
I boycotted.
Dee and I,
And
Law and
yeah,
Order.
Dee and I just get blown up. We ruin the city. We ruin Los Angeles.
yeah. And
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I think you guys
so
did. I tried to tell you.
And what's interesting is I was talking to a Uber driver in Miami with my friend Mikey, and he was telling about a horrific incident that happened in Miami, and then we were telling him about what's happening in LA, and we were just having a discussion. I'm like, the intention of what Gascon was doing, I think, meant well. It's just not being executed correctly at all.
No, of course not.
And the problem is like, I think, so there was a recent news that there was a smash and grab at Nordstrom in the Grove, right?
Grove,
Topanga.
Topanga Mall.
Yeah.
That's just going to be a trend. They
So-
figured it out.
So that was 14 people got arrested. And for those that don't live in LA, the Grove is the most trafficked shopping area in the entire LA. Just insane amount of people all the time. And 14 people arrested, and they were subsequently released within 24 hours. And no crimes were charged.
On no bail.
On no bail. And so that doesn't give people confidence that like this is stopping. And so it'd be interesting to see, like, one, he's going to get recalled 100%. They now become.
You think? Because Gavin Newsom wasn't even close.
So I think this, because here's the thing is like fundamentally at that moment, there was nothing wrong with California and there wasn't a viable candidate. Now, specifically in LA, there's this groundswell movement of people that are frustrated and they're going to get they raise the money. Now they have to get the signatures. I think it's however many hundreds of thousands of signatures. I think that's going to happen in like 2 days. And then election would be November 2022. So that's the thing is like...
That's how broken the city is, right? If you have citizens of a city that in the vast majority are saying this guy is causing crime to escalate, we have to wait a year.
Yeah.
So good luck the next year. If the majority of people are saying we don't want him anymore.
Yeah.
Guess what? For 1 year, buckle up.
It's the purge.
Yeah, and I think...
It's literally the purge for a year. AOC, did you guys see what AOC said?
I didn't.
She said, a lot of these allegations of organized retail theft are not actually panning out. I believe it's a Walgreens in California cited it, but the data didn't back it up.
That's crazy.
Look, I think that we're still in this phase of like, which is so weird to me, but like, it seems like Democrats aren't, like they're just not accepting it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just, it's like almost like Trumpish. Like it's like,
Well,
I don't know.
that's where I actually have a problem. It's a podcast that I've talked about forever, the Pod Save America guys. They live in LA. It's undeniable. It is significantly more unsafe today than it was before Gascon.
Yeah.
They were big on Gascon.
Okay.
They were big on,
So what are they saying?
Yeah.
they're not addressing it.
Yeah.
So to Drama's point,
That's the move. That's why.
Well, same thing. Eric Garcetti had a press conference and he said to the citizens to be more aware and don't look at your phone.
yeah, his advice was be worried if you're getting followed. Get off your devices. That's the solution. Get off your devices.
Yeah.
It's so
And I'll
weird, man. It's so
And I'll
weird.
tell you the other thing, which I think also is scary, is talking to a lot of friends. They all went and bought guns. And
Yeah.
I've had a conversation with a few of them, and I said, okay, so you own a gun now. Are you willing to pull the trigger? Because owning one and using one are two different things. And then I said, like, and if you aren't willing to do that, then I don't see the purposes of owning it. Because, like, you pull that thing out, it's being used. Like, it's just...
And the advice,
they're using
exactly.
No, and the advice from law authorities is it's very clear.
Yeah.
If you use the gun, make sure the person you shoot is dead,
Yes.
because you don't want an opposing account. Like, oh, I was just like stumbling into their house and I got shot.
Yeah, and I think that's like,
and I don't think civilians are prepared for that.
I think some are.
Some are.
Well, I think the problem is like it's going to be like the citizens' army. What's going to happen is that there's literally going to be forming, neighborhood militias, and they're going to be like,
the Beverly Hills.
Yeah, there's going to be a
militia.
bunch of like people with like rifles in the corner, and they're like, all right, come into our neighborhood, we'll shoot you.
I'm actually surprised that hasn't happened.
I bet you in the last week.
I bet you they're on text groups.
I'm telling you.
They're ready to
I think
mobilize.
communities are getting organized, and if our elected officials aren't going to do it, the people will force the hands because there's gonna be like, fine, private security on every corner. Dude, do you know how many patrol cars? I mean, private security patrol cars are in my neighborhood. Every house has one now.
Yeah.
They're twice a night they circle, and there's like 14 different companies, so it's just all rotating around.
Man,
and so it's
what a time to be in that
I think like if you don't give people that safety, then it'll go into their hands, and then it's going to get ugly.
What's shocking about the Grove is that is so heavily policed.
Yeah.
Rick Caruso doesn't fuck around there.
Yeah.
There's private security. There's plainclothes security.
Oh, there's more security now because I was there Sunday.
And they're cops, right?
Oh, yeah.
Physical cops.
Now
that you see,
before they were like undercover because they didn't want
to disrupt the family vibe.
Now it's like, nah, security, gun, let's go.
But I think the part that we're missing is like these people aren't scared to get arrested. That's why it's happening. Like when you see that one in San Francisco, there was like, it looked like 20 people like scattered in a busy area. They're like, fuck it. If five of us go down, you get let out. Who cares?
Who's the DA in San Francisco?
Chesa Boudin.
And it's the same policy?
Yeah.
Chesa Boudin's actually
even more
being
aggressive.
recalled. Yeah.
Even more aggressive.
Gascon came from San Francisco, the predecessor to Chesa Boudin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very similar policies. And I think, I don't know, I think I think the people are going to force the politicians' hands really, really quickly. Like, we're not waiting a year. Dude, do you know how many... I've spoken to a lot of young women who don't feel fucking safe walking down the street anymore, which is crazy.
How could
There's
you?
a structural difference between San Francisco and LA, which is why I'm optimistic about LA. San Francisco is 700,000 people. LA is like 12 million people.
Yeah.
So like you can just leave and, San Francisco's... I was in San Francisco 2-3 weeks ago. It's an absolute ghost town. There's no one there. No one's left.
Yeah.
I walked the entire downtown of San Francisco on a Friday morning. Did not run into... You couldn't even run into people. There wasn't even a breakfast shop open. The Ferry Building, which is one of the most tourist attractions in the city, completely empty. The city, they just left. Because think about it. How many people of 700,000 leave to have a noticeable impact? LA, no, people aren't leaving. There's too many people.
Yeah.
I
know. I was sitting in traffic all day yesterday.
So my point is the citizens are going to...
That's true. Somebody leave.
The citizens of Los Angeles, will force the hand of the politicians.
Yeah.
How long it takes, I don't know. But
it'll be someone like a Rick Caruso, who's a very prominent figure in this city. He built the Grove. I believe he's still on the board of trustees at USC. He's a very powerful...
he got us Lincoln.
Yeah, the guy's Lincoln Riley, which is already a big win.
He's already a hero. He could run tomorrow and win just based on that.
Lincoln Riley?
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley could be mayor.
No, I'm saying Rick Caruso can win because he brought Lincoln Riley to USC.
So I think what will happen is you're going to see all these new potential people want to be mayor and want to be district attorney. And I think, if I'm Gascon, you have to think like your career is fucking over if you do not make drastic changes in the next 30 days. If he comes out tomorrow and says, I'm changing my policy, I'm going after everyone, then fine. Your political career will exist. If it's not, you're done.
And he's been noticeably absent. From everything I read, he has not been...
He's giving statements. No, he's giving statements.
But he's not doing a press conference.
Yeah.
Getting the fire of journalists. Hey, that's what you do when you're a politician.
Yeah.
Like, hey, hate him or love him, every U.S. president sits in front of the press corps.
Not so much Joe Biden.
Well, not Biden.
Maybe he's sleeping.
Poor guy's resting.
Yeah. I mean, they really, I got to say, like, they avoided that whole thing.
Press conference conferences?
The whole part of the job.
I think Trump just enjoyed it.
Man, we're going to
Trump
take those
just enjoyed it.
What was
He loved the
blockbuster ratings?
Yeah, he probably loved it.
All right. Well, look. Here's the thing.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's talk about some news.
Yeah.
So everyone move, everyone leave. We're trying to clear up traffic. And if you're thinking about coming, unless you go to self-defense training, maybe hold off. I think it should be you should have to go do like 5 lessons with our boy over at ITAC that we had on about self-defense, and before you can move to LA.
His business must be booming.
Booming. Nobody's safe. Hey guys, you want to talk about Liquid IV for a second?
It would be great. I feel like this is the time of year that we have to be extra hydrated and take care of ourselves.
Why is that? Because we're drinking a lot?
Well, holiday parties, people are getting sick. And, nobody's washing their hands anymore.
Is that over?
Yeah, I mean, I went the other day somewhere. I was like, do you have any hand sanitizers? They're like, no. Why would I have hand sanitizer?
Yeah, it's long gone. Your best bet, stay hydrated, hope for the best.
Yeah, seriously.
You know what I mean? It's over. But yeah, I mean, literally, this is I would say I think we work with companies that we actually use on this podcast, but Liquid IV is literally like a daily use for me.
Yeah, I mean, I use it either before or after any long workouts. I definitely use it before a night of boozing. And honestly, it's such an easy thing. And the flavors are incredible. Like all their new flavors, they taste so good. Actually, when we all had a stomach bug a few weeks ago, the whole family was drinking Liquid IV.
Yeah.
That's great.
Just flush that thing out.
Flush it out. And now you can get all of your favorite Liquid IV flavors nationwide at Walmart.
I'm a big watermelon guy.
Watermelon. Okay. By the way, I don't live near a Walmart, so I use something called the interweb.
You coastal elite.
Ooh,
yes.
Coastal elite. Is that part of the metaverse?
In the metaverse, you can go to the Walmart and buy Liquid IV. In the real world, you go to liquidiv.com, use the code group chat, and get 25% off. How do you stay hydrated in the metaverse?
I think you go to the Liquid
Are there
IV.
good doctors there?
USB cord. Keep your laptops charged.
Yeah, just juice it up. That's all you need. High-speed firewire.
I want to be a cardiologist in the metaverse.
I don't think it's a good career path. But I will support you if you go that way.
Yeah, wasn't the whole discussion we had about the metaverse is infinite?
Yeah.
Like you never die.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy's trying to do repairs on the whole thing is you live forever. Okay, go check it out. Liquid IV, code group chat. Let's get back to the episode. Okay, news time. So we talked about this a little bit on the last episode, but stock, the IPOs that have not panned out so well in 2021. In the tech world, we've had a handful of some tough ones.
So
who do we got? Who are we calling out?
Well,
exactly?
Here's the thing. Of the more than 50 U.S. tech companies to go public this year through an IPO, SPAC, or direct listing, only one is less than 20% below its high stock price. More than 20 of the companies in the group have lost at least half their value from their highs. And then, so when we start going down the list, Robinhood from its peak is down 74%. Didi, which is getting delisted, which is the Uber of China, is getting delisted because they're keeping it private, is down 63%. UiPath, I don't even know what that is. They're down 50%. Toast, they're down 47%. Coinbase is down 39%. Affirm is down 37%. Rivian is down 35%. Even Roblox, which is on absolute fire, is down 20%.
I looked at the Roblox chart. I think that's the exception. They popped so much after earnings. So
I think it's off their high. They're still off their high.
I don't think so. I looked at the chart. It's right before we were recording. But
yeah, it is. It's 141. It's at 115.
Oh, maybe the post earnings pop.
Yeah.
I'm saying that was like a 70%, 24 hour, increase.
What I think is what's happening is, and we talked about it also, a lot of the fast growing tech companies have also compressed in terms of valuations. That's also expected. The growth they had last year was like unprecedented. And so that's all of those things are taking place. The IPOs were just overvalued companies to begin with.
Yeah, they started off an inflated base from the private markets.
Yeah.
And then got the public market pop. So it's a tad misleading because I also think the combination of having an inflated private market value is that everyone's pricing in inflation. Everyone knows rates are going up. And so when rates go up and inflation happens, growth stocks get hit. Yeah. And I mean, to say investors haven't priced that in, given that most growth stocks are down like 30 to 50% in the last 4 to 5 months, like clearly it's been priced in. So, which is healthy, and great companies that will succeed over the long term will be worth a lot more. So, you know, I don't think there's any worry. I think Retail Joe just got hammered. That's the real, like,
Rest in peace.
Well, yeah, R.I.P. I didn't know we killed this son of a bitch.
I think we posted a graveyard of Retail Joe.
Poor guy.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, this is part of the cycle. Like,
well, what's interesting is like your sexy names are the ones that got crushed, and where there's the money is going, the flight to safety, call it, is in fucking Apple, Microsoft, Google, Apple. 52-week high, $171 a share, $2.8 trillion valuation. It is going to hit $3 trillion probably by the end of this year.
Yeah.
And Apple basically, like, if I'm a mega investor, like I have to deploy hundreds of billions of dollars of cash, wouldn't you rather own Apple, Microsoft, and Google than a fucking bond?
Absolutely.
So if you, the way I think about it is like,
and because I mean, think about how liquid those companies.
2.8 trillion.
Yeah,
I mean, all of crypto is like 2.4 trillion. This fucking company is 2.8. Yeah. And Microsoft and Google, they have cash on their balance sheet, unlimited cash on their balance sheet. No signs of their businesses slowing. I mean, by the way, talk about. I went to the Grove on Sunday. They just built the most beautiful Apple store there. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I haven't.
The ceilings are taller than our, however many story building this is, 20 stories. It's the fucking tallest.
Where did it take over?
What space?
Crate and Barrel.
Wow. That's next to Nordstrom?
Yeah. I mean, by the way, you walk into the store. First of all, there's 500 people taking a picture of the damn thing and posting the picture of the store. Then you walk in.
Wow.
There are so many people. Every fucking device someone is on. These people are looking at the iPhone like they've never played with one. And then I saw a woman from Japan that was live streaming it to her fans, saying like, I'm in the Apple store at the Grove. Like, I was like, this lady is literally live streaming, basically giving them a free commercial to, I don't know if she's famous or not, but she was live streaming it. And so I look at these companies, I see why, like, if you're deploying a ton of capital, why would you take your risk on Twilio when, fuck it, just give Apple can double in the next 5 years?
I think I said this 6 months ago when we saw peak valuations in growth stocks, that they were getting priced that they're the next to Amazon, Facebook, and Google. Why do you want to find the next Facebook, Amazon, and Google when they already exist?
Yeah, and I wouldn't put Facebook Apple, in that category, because I think they are going to have headwinds. But
you know what I mean, FANG.
Yeah. Well, now it's Mang.
Oh, because they don't include.
It's actually
because Facebook is Meta.
Mag.
Oh, you're right.
What up, Mang?
Yeah. What up, Mang?
But
yeah.
Microsoft's not included.
I agree. I mean, I just can't believe
Microsoft's not part of FANG.
And they've literally
obliterated everybody.
Obliterated everyone.
Yeah. So I think
I just can't believe it's been that bad. I mean, I can't believe those numbers.
Robinhood has really gotten clobbered.
But this is the healthy correction in the cycle, is that over the next course of 3 to 5 years, which growth stocks are real, which growth stocks will have 60, 70% year-over-year growth, they will get rewarded. There's no question about it. Yeah. You have to find which ones are worthy of being the next multi-$100 billion companies, if not multi-trillion.
Like Robinhood, which was, pre-IPO, privately probably trading at like $50 billion, is now a $19 billion company.
Yeah.
And even today, the stock went up on the speculation that they may list Shiba Inu. That is where this company is at. Okay? If they don't list Shiba, their fucking stock will go down.
Man.
Their only hope for this next quarter is to list that fucking stock.
Yeah, I mean, and but I'm not going to sit here and, growth stocks, there are going to be some massive
Of course,
home runs.
we don't
and
know
winners.
what they are yet.
Yeah, you have to believe in a founder, believe in, whatever mission they're building, and believe that they have some sort of moat.
Okay,
And
Vlad, what do you think about Vlad?
I still
Loser.
think Robinhood's a home run.
Then it's a steal at this
Yeah.
price.
That's what I'm saying. There's going to be hedge funds that come in and just triple down right now.
Yeah.
D, are we still holding Apple
All right,
stock?
well, you know who I would
We
triple
are.
down on?
yeah.
The problem is that, I think we bought it at 121, so we're up 50%.
Wait, what do we do? What happened?
D and I are still holding Apple stock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zoom out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot.
Throwback.
Good for you
over
guys.
2
I
years.
think we put $1,000, we're up 50%.
Hell yeah.
I
Zoom
mean, just
Out
think about that.
Incorporated.
Like, that is the safest bet.
Yeah.
That's insane. 50%.
Well, consider your downside risk is so limited.
Yeah. Well,
Because
what's Apple going to
Apple
get
would
corrected?
never go down 50%.
No.
And
I
you
mean,
had
from what
50%
I saw,
upside.
like, Apple should go up 100%. The way people are live
What's is it tourists that want to see the Apple store? Like, we all are Apple everything.
What, I ran into two people in the store.
What are you buying?
They're
I
buying
think even
Apple
if you're
shit.
from like small town,
No, but what
Yeah.
are you guys buying?
I just wanted to see the store. They had live trees in the store, like 50 trees.
D was live streaming.
But like, people are like playing around with the iPhone 13. I'm like, look in your fucking palm. It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's
Idiots.
what I'm trying to understand. What I'm trying to wrap my head around. It's so easy to buy online for Apple of any of the companies that have retail. What's the experience you're getting? The product's
You know
phenomenal.
why people in that environment, you're buying a luxury good. Apple is a luxury brand. Okay, if you're buying a Chanel handbag, you want to buy in the Chanel store. For most people, this is the luxury item they own. So they want to go to the store, have the dork in the blue shirt help you out, and give you that fucking bag. You want that whole thing, and you want to go. You want to get ripped off and
true.
buy the $60 case. You want to get taken to the fucking cleaner
and then
when you go to
spend
Apple store.
$300 on the AirPods.
Yeah.
And you guys spend $300 on the AirPods, and then you go wait your fat ass for
Get a
ice cream.
dongle.
Because I saw all these people. It was crazy. So Dominic wanted ice cream. Let me tell you about my
Talking about
experience.
West Hollywood.
You saw all the Apple store
Yes.
people.
So there is an ice cream like a Haagen-Dazs or one of those places
In the
Right-
middle, right?
In the middle.
Yeah.
There's also a Press Juicery right next door. Okay, 10 feet away. Press
Nah.
Juicery does a frozen yogurt. Obviously, less sugar, cleaner, healthier, whatever. Dominic was insistent he wants ice cream. So we're like, great, let's go to Press. No line. We'll get it in literally 30 seconds. With the toppings, they have all the junky toppings, they have everything. Then you look at the Haagen-Dazs line and there's like 14 people waiting. God forbid there's an ounce less sugar.
And then they go wait an hour in valet.
God.
No problem. What do you, they're waiting an hour to
Oh,
self-park.
yeah, there's self-parking. You can't even find parking spots at the Grove during holiday time. Zero
Yeah.
chance, right? Unless you valet.
Yeah. No, it's so full. You can't even valet. It's crazy. But, they go.
So it's just slammed. Every store,
I
everything.
didn't go into many stores. Like the stores you expect, like what's the doll store? American Girl, whatever, Palace, I think it's called. Place. That place is slammed.
Nike has to be slimmed.
Nike.
Nike looked honestly like a store from 1985 compared to that Apple store. We walked by Nike. I was like, dated.
They're in the metaverse.
Yeah,
Really? Yeah, they're focused
Yeah,
on the
because that
metaverse.
store didn't feel special after walking out of the Apple store.
Okay. You wonder who else is focused on the metaverse? Our good buddies over at the
Yeah.
H Group. A lot in press this weekend. These guys, while they're in Miami, celebrating in the real verse, there's all this press that comes out that they are aiming to be the first nightclub in the metaverse.
Looks like they.
You got the inside
It's
scoop?
funny. I was with them for 4 days and didn't mention it once.
They didn't mention it. Well, I think when you're like in Miami, you don't think about that.
Yeah. We definitely didn't talk about Metaverse. But they're partnering with Looks Rare Studio and Sounds Rare Studio and building a Metaverse nightclub. And I have, this is complete speculation. I've not talked to them about it, but I think the way like their business could work is like, take Bootsy Bellows. Like you need to own the NFT to even have a shot at getting into the nightclub, right? And if you want a reservation at Delilah, you should have the NFT. Like you can create like these little communities of all your properties. And I think this could go for a lot of people, like Four Seasons or Amon Group, like especially luxury brands, which they are. Like, how do you create this exclusivity through your digital presence that gives people access? Like, if you're a Bootsy Bellows NFT holder, they do a Super Bowl party, they do a Coachella party, and they do, let's say, Monaco Grand Prix party, right? Like, those are 3 parties they'll do, or Fashion Week party. Only way you could get into those parties, if you don't know them, is by being an NFT holder.
I mean, it makes sense.
You might get a lot of doors.
Yeah, so I think here's one layer of
Like
that.
Bella
Is
Hadid,
I think
you know.
you have to get whitelisted to even own the NFT. Send us your picture.
It's like Raya.
Yeah, like, dude, it's like you're a dork. Sorry.
Just good old fashioned discrimination.
I mean, almost every members club asks you, country club asks you,
I know, it's
school.
just-
You applied
yeah.
for a school. They're like, put a picture of your fucking kid.
And you have to go interview, right?
Yes, they want to see what your kid looks like.
they
You got a
want to
crazy looking
interview.
kid.
If you have an
Yeah.
ugly kid,
Yeah.
they'll deny you.
I think they will also want to like know the race. People will claim crazy shit. Oh, I'm Native American. You know, if you're Native American, you can get in anywhere. All right, let's see what your Native American kid looks like.
Don't you think that the north of
Yeah.
40-year-old person is just like kind of screwed in the way the world's going?
No, because if you got money, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
They
that's
just
true.
make
That's
the
always, That's the
exception.
great.
Because I actually have a great story. An A-list actor that wanted to place work with the person we know who runs a book. And we all gamble on this book. It's very easy. Just go on a site.
Yeah.
You look at the odds. You press 2 buttons.
Everyone who listens to podcasts have gambled online.
Yeah.
It's easy.
It's very easy. It's 2-3 clicks and your bet's done.
Moron can do it.
This A-list actor texted this person we know that runs a book and just old-fashioned, what's the line? Here's how much I want. And refused to go on the site.
Wow. How old is this guy?
53.
That's pretty bad. That's more a function of his being an actor.
That
And
he's
Hollywood-
just like everyone's
He's
taking care.
pampered. Yeah. Like if we told our mom, yo, go
Yeah.
put 2 G's on the Lakers,
She'll figure it out.
she'll know how to put 2 G's on the Lakers.
Plus, I feel like this gentleman that you're speaking of isn't. I mean, for the sake of I think your initial question, he's not missing out on shit. I
Yeah, he
You know,
walks up
he's
to
gonna-
Bootsy Bellows, they're letting his ass in.
mean, he's not like, oh damn, I wonder what's going on
The
with
metaverse.
The metaverse.
So there's just exceptions to the
Yeah,
metaverse for in real life.
Yeah.
Yes, like really good looking people and rich people.
I think us.
Yeah.
Like, I think we'll go on to have a great rest of our lives, probably trying to figure out ways to do business in the metaverse, but we're not strapping on goggles every night. And we're going to have a great, we're going to have a fun time in the real verse. Do you know what I mean? I think if you're like ferocious, and like super young, you gear up for making sure you have the right connections, make sure you get into Bootsy verse.
Like, do you have to go,
Make sure you got
you
it
show
all
up to the
handled.
Bootsy metaverse and there's there's the avatar of Parker saying no to you?
Yeah.
He's like, you get to the door and be like, no, look what you're wearing here, bro. Like, your digital
Yeah, he doesn't
outfit is
like
not
your
going to work
fucking-
in here.
Getting denied at a
Yeah.
nightclub is definitely the most humbling thing in the world.
It's the worst. There's nothing more humiliating than getting turned down at a nightclub.
Because they're so dismissive.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're like, you really think you're coming in here?
Yeah, I remember when I was in New York City years ago, like when I first went there, like to go to a nightclub, and the way the guy treated me, was so.
It was intentional.
Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah, yeah.
wanted to make you feel bad.
He made me feel like I was insignificant, and I felt that way.
Yeah, because think about it. When you get
It's
It's very effective. I was like, all right, I gotta step my fucking game up.
when you get denied at a nightclub, it's so humbling because you walk away from getting denied, and then
Everyone sees you.
Everyone sees you, and then you end up at a shitty bar having a drink. Like, man, I just got embarrassed. in front of all these
I
people.
remember,
Because think about it. Like, as an adult in America, it's probably the only place where you can get shit
Yes.
on that hard openly just based on your looks
your
or
outfit.
your income
Yeah.
or your.
But then
not even income, really. I mean,
Conversely, getting
it's
into
just
a
literally like outfit and look.
conversely getting into a hot
Best feeling ever.
You're
Like, fuck you, you ugly motherfuckers. I'm walking right by you.
goes both ways.
Oh, that's life, man. That is
Behind
life.
the velvet robes.
The motivation to work
Yeah,
hard.
I mean, like,
I wonder how much motivation has come from, denial or access at nightclubs.
dude, I'm sure Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg is probably the reason why he created Facebook.
Yeah.
He probably didn't get into a party.
Well, I mean, that's the Social Network. If you
Yeah.
believe the movie, it's that he felt like he was an outsider.
yeah, I think that's most successful
believe it.
people. They felt like they got motivated by a social occurrence.
I mean, that's certainly crypto.
yeah.
I
The
adore
early
guy.
crypto guys were the biggest outcasts.
Yeah, they still are. They just have a lot of money now.
Now the rich ones get in now.
Well, yeah, the rich ones are because it's unlimited money.
Okay, next up. What's up with BuzzFeed? BuzzFeed went public and not good.
Well, I mean,
Not good
yeah,
so
I mean,
far.
I think it follows kind of the most recent IPO. So BuzzFeed owns Huffington Post. They bought Complex for $300 million. So it is like a media business that, honestly, if you think about like the importance of these publications, I actually think it's a pretty valuable property. And I think there's a lot of things that have come out of that, whether it be TV shows, movies, and I'm sure tons of video content. I actually am kind of bullish on the business longer term, as long as they stay.
Was it just priced too high?
I think it's just it's a media business, so it's priced to media multiples, and I think the SPAC pricing was at $1.5 billion. It dipped, and it's still probably north of $1 billion total. And I think it is one of those businesses, if executed, could be extremely valuable. Like, eyeballs on the internet are worth a shitload of money, and I would argue Complex is probably the most valuable of the three, because BuzzFeed feels a little hacky to me. Like, they're a growth hack, whereas Complex has like loyalty and like has like real life kind of engagement. So I think it'll be up to the leadership on how they execute it and how they put money and how they focus these things. But a great win for everyone involved. I mean, Complex started, I remember vividly, we were 5-4, the year 5-4 started, Complex started, and we were we were in the first issue, our t-shirt was. And everyone was like, oh, it's the new magazine that Mark Echo helped start. And they became such a cultural force. And then even just going to Complex Con a few weeks ago, I mean, it's still more relevant than ever. Like, thousands of kids.
Yeah, I think what happened with this one is, so in SPACs, people back a sponsor, and then you have the right to withdraw when the acquisition is announced, what the SPAC is actually buying. So 94% of the capital withdrew on this SPAC.
That's the problem with SPACs.
There's zero
That's so
Regulation.
zero downside if you have excess capital and you're just like, you clip warrants even if you don't fund the deal. So in a way, it's free money. It's the way, all those guys got to make so much money on SPACs in 2020.
Yeah.
And SPACs have fallen out of favor is an understatement, but it's tricky.
Yeah, there's like a SPAC curse, man. Can you explain to me why wouldn't BuzzFeed just go public? Why is a SPAC appetizing?
Quick and
in
easy.
that?
And for the most part, in the last 2 years, if you look at the names, it was just a backdoor to going public.
It's just seems to me like it's something that you would do if maybe you couldn't go public, or maybe it wouldn't go well like the real way. But like it seems like BuzzFeed could have went through the real process.
Well, BuzzFeed had multiple down rounds, so they were worth well over $1 billion at one point. I think Andreessen led a few rounds, and they weren't worth that in the last couple of years. And I think it's also a problem with just that form of media. I mean, all of us who have been in our brands that have spent money on media, it's pay to play.
Yeah.
So if you want a BuzzFeed article written about 5'4" young and reckless winners, you pay enough money, there'll be like a 16 things.
13 reasons why you should fucking sign up for Menlo Club. 25 grand.
Yeah.
And that, I think...
Zero response.
I think that the user has figured that out.
Yeah.
Which is why like some writers on Substack have like blown up because it's just real content.
Yeah.
Versus we know we're getting manipulated as a user if you're in BuzzFeed or any of these platforms. And I think users just got smart to it.
Yeah. That's probably right.
Okay.
I do enjoy a good BuzzFeed list though.
Yeah, they do
73 reasons why you should.
Yeah. Some of those lists we talk about come from there, right?
So we're manipulating
saddest cities in America.
14 fattest people in America.
By BuzzFeed. Okay, let's talk about 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves, the old gaming team, raised $60 million in their Series C, which brings the company's valuation to $460 million US.
Impressive.
Not bad. Not bad for a game team.
It's great. I mean, look, I think they see it's pretty much them and FaZe Clan, who's also spacking it up, are the two companies that are kind of leading the charge in terms of potential big exits. 100 Thieves said year-over-year growth was over 111%. So sounds, at least the business is growing really fast. But it's a $500 million valuation. You got to live up to that. So high expectations. I mean, the next step for them is probably going public as well. Because at this valuation, like, I don't know what the appetite is in the private market to keep bidding it up. But in the public market, they probably have such a big following from a culture standpoint that like it can be something that could actually catch fire.
I was trying to find how much revenue they do, and I couldn't find it anywhere.
I have no idea.
Is there money from like essentially like commissions or
I think their money is from merch. I bet you selling clothes is probably one of their biggest collaborations. Yeah. They do all, Rustin selling keyboards with them with High Ground and keycaps. Like I think like theirs is going to be products.
Don't they act as agents for their team members, or is that?
I think that's more of the FaZe Clan model from what I've heard. I don't know if that's the same model as 100 Thieves. But I think from what I'm hearing from a lot of these esports teams, because we worked with some of them, apparel is a huge part of it.
Because I'm just thinking, given, from a young person's perspective, they all have heard of 100 Thieves and how frothy the market, it seems kind of light. I mean, I told you about a business the other day doing $50,000 a month in revenue, got a $300 million valuation.
SaaS.
Fintech.
Oh, that's even better.
Do they sell salad? Oh.
We advance you money for your salad.
Nice. I like that. Well, good for these guys. I mean, look, I think definitely with all like, I have to believe that in the world of like the metaverse and that being like the new normal, people like 100 Thieves have to clean up in that.
Yeah, so I think they need to pivot full meta. You'd be a $2 billion company overnight.
I think if they go heavy meta, heavy NFT, heavy digital community, they should be charging a membership and everyone gets to be a part of the 100 Thieves. It's 1 million thieves. Why are you limiting it to 100?
There should be 100
Why are you limiting it to only 100?
$1 million each.
Billion thieves.
Yeah, you need
NFT,
more thieves.
Meta,
Dude, if you release an NFT, a billion of them at $1, there you go, $1 billion revenue.
I'll tell you what's a hot brand in LA right now, 100 Thieves. There was 100 Thieves at the Grove last weekend.
It's actually a tough name for this climate. What are you guys doing?
It's hotter than ever. Yeah, I just feel like it seems to me like the closest thing to, maybe I'm wrong here, it seems to me like the closest thing to the metaverse is the gaming world. So all those guys should just clean house, it seems like.
Yeah, I actually think they're positioned really, really well. It's just going to be execution. Like some companies are going to do it better than others. I think the positioning, I think in most things in culture has to start at the top. Like the best brands, the luxury brands, they know how to execute the best. Like if you look at like LVMH's execution on, for example, collaborations, they do it so fucking well, and then it kind of permeated throughout all these different subcultures. In the case of the gaming world, if they execute these things properly, their brands are going to be so fucking valuable. And the perfect example is this: Tiffany's announced yesterday a Petit Philippe collaboration with Tiffany's. And Alexander Arnault, the son of Bernard Arnault, posted on his thing, "Don't bother asking me for allocation for the watch." This watch, I don't think it's like able for purchase. Like I literally don't think.
They just give it to their high-end customers.
I don't think they're giving it to anyone. I think that whatever, the 100 that they're going to sell, they're going to sell for a fortune. I don't know who the fuck
apparently
is going to walk around with that watch.
I mean,
don't you think
it literally should just have a bullseye on it?
Don't you think it's shocking with given where crime is across the country and luxury is hotter than ever? It's like no one's catching the hint.
I mean, if you went in Miami during Art Basel, I see some luxury in LA. Like I'll see a watch here and there. I'll see like, some cheesy person wearing some big logo hoodie, whatever. In Miami, everybody was wearing Burberry, Givenchy, LV, Dior, Rolex.
And they're just like, if I get robbed, I get robbed.
Yeah, I mean, the cars, this. I just think like that's a different culture where LA feels a little...
Probably a lot of guns.
Yeah, so everyone's like, all right, you're going to come and grab my watch?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would imagine a lot of those Rolls Royces had
yeah,
guns
exactly. That's true. So maybe it's just understood. Like if we're going to come up, you better don't bring a paddock to a gunfight. That could be our new rap song.
Yeah, it could. Oh my God. Okay. Here's a big issue when it comes to, there's crime, there's logistics issues, there's all these different things. I have another one to throw in the pile. New York City bagel shops are seeing a cream cheese
That's
shortage.
Unbelievable to me.
Seems like a catastrophe.
Add it to the list.
I'll tell you, the other day,
New York's not safe
I
either.
went and got a bagel at Sam's Bagel on Sunset.
Might get robbed. Give me your cream cheese.
Shortage.
The other bagel shops are sticking.
They're robbing up Sam's Bagels, going to Western Bagel and saying, "Give me all your fucking cream cheese."
You bitch.
Anyone got any chives in their cream cheese? I need those too.
So everything's up for robbery, from cream cheese to Rolex.
Well, the problem is there's a supply chain shortage. Either way, you're running short. Either in the store or outside the store, you're gonna get shortchanged.
Yeah. What? So it's a supply chain issue that's blocking all the cream cheese. Where's cream cheese come from?
Fucking no.
Is there like a cream cheese capital of the world that is having
It's like
trouble?
the Willy Wonka of cream chease.
I mean, isn't it like, I thought it'd come from like Minnesota or something. You
It
got
said
truck
that the unprocessed and unwhipped raw base used by shops to come up with different flavors. That's like the part that's there's a shortage of. But like supply chain is like across the board, right? Like it starts at the manufacturing level with equipment. Like, oh, there's less equipment. There's less packaging. There's less ingredients. There's less. Yeah, there's just so many issues. In the article, it also says there's a chicken tender shortage coming.
I mean, they're hitting us right in our most beloved.
By the way,
items.
speaking of food, Jack in the Box bought Del Taco.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. I'm a big Del Taco fan.
Recently,
2 days ago, yeah. Yesterday.
Fan of Del Taco.
Do you know how much?
450 million?
Was it that low?
Yeah, it's under 500 million.
What a brand.
I'm surprised.
I mean, if I was a billionaire, you could own Del Taco for $500 million.
I mean,
Yeah, that'd be
just
amazing.
one of those crypto dorks, why don't they just buy it? They probably ate so much Del Taco growing up.
think about
Imagine you're like drunk next year at Coachella and you own Del Taco.
That's a flex.
just.
That's a
I mean,
flex.
if you're telling me Del Taco and 100 Thieves are worth the same,
Yeah, we got a
So
problem
what would you
there.
rather own?
Del Taco.
Yeah, me too.
You can NFT that breakfast burrito. I'd buy one.
Dude, Del Taco is one collab with pick your favorite rapper away from being the hottest thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, Del Taco could like hire, the marketing director
Cheese
from
fries
Bell.
by Baby Keem.
If you think about, I don't know who runs Del Taco, if the founder's involved or whatever, but
It's Del.
Chief
logistically,
Del.
Old Del.
do you know
the
how
original.
hard it is to run a Del, like to build out a franchise of Del Tacos?
Hundreds of locations.
Supply chain, all these different ingredients, make the food so quickly, and
Yeah.
you don't get rewarded.
Sell
And then,
keyboard.
Some fintech schmuck.
yeah, doing 50,000 a month is worth the same.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people worth the same with a concept on a PDF.
Man,
Come
Del
on.
Taco, what a
I feel
steal.
so bad for the entrepreneurs of 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
The old brick and mortar.
Yeah.
I mean, Del Taco is such a phenomenal
rough.
brand in business, and to be worth only $500 million is kind of sad.
I mean, I don't know if we're just geographic centric, but like every single
I
person
agree.
at USC, Del Taco is nostalgia.
Well, think about it like this. Del Taco, if a Del Taco is in your neighborhood, I know it's more of a Western states concept, has 100% awareness.
Yeah,
100%.
I'll tell you, like it was very clear in high school. You want to go catch a fight, you just go to Del Taco and watch the parking lot. And same thing in college.
Really?
There's fights in the parking lot inside.
Maybe that's hurting their valuation.
Maybe
It was part of like it was like a,
UFC
fucking-
should have bought it.
Jake Paul should
UFC
buy
should have
it.
bought Del Taco.
it was like a known thing at our high school.
That's how you find that's how you do scouting.
I would walk home from our high school. Or we lived like 3 blocks away from our high school. Stop in the Del Taco parking lot.
Catch a fight.
Pick up some food and go home.
Great breakfast burritos.
Well, that's how it's only
My
500
mouth
million.
is literally watering at the fact of
I
that
know.
I'm going to eat Del Taco today. It's so
Oh
fucking
my
good.
God. Oh man. Okay. Here's another one. Did you guys see? I didn't really catch like why. Is it because he wasn't happy with his nominations or what? But Drake withdrew his Grammy nominations for
So
next year.
no comments have been given by the Grammys or Drake's team. I'm going to go on and speculate my reasons.
That's why we have a
Okay,
podcast.
please.
Yes. My
Yep. So
my first speculation is I think it's a power move that ultimately an artist like Drake, he basically doesn't do interviews, doesn't do talk shows, doesn't do press. He doesn't need the fucking Grammys. He's the biggest artist, in his genre. So he's like, I don't really care. I'm just going to take the power out of them and I don't want to be a part of it. I think that's one reason. I think second,
Yeah.
I think he's, besides the Larry Hoover concert he's doing Thursday in LA, I think the post Travis Scott thing, he just doesn't want to be places.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
But when are the
February.
Grammys? Aren't they like a
No,
long
it's February.
time?
It's like
Oh.
less than 2 months away.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so I have a feeling like those two are just trying to maintain a low profile. I mean, Thursday is not going to be a low profile. Thursday is as high profile as it gets.
It's also a good point. So counters exactly what you said.
I know that, but it's for a cause, right? So it's to help somebody. Interesting thing about that Thursday, which I was looking forward to going, and then I realized we have dinner plans with you guys, on and Amanda.
Oh, you're going
Which-
to dinner with us over Kanye and Drake?
I didn't want to say it because Haley
Wow.
would have got pissed,
What a
but I
compliment.
wanted to go to the concert.
I'm shocked. You go to the concert.
You
We'll
know
have dinner
what?
with Haley.
You know what the problem is? It's gonna rain, and I don't want to be in the Coliseum.
That's
when
the
it's
real
raining.
reason. There's no way Dee would have gone to dinner with us.
I didn't want to.
Wait, because why? Because it's raining?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that what
gonna
you
rain Thursday.
said?
Hey, dude, that place is gonna be.
No, so that's the
Yeah,
real reason.
that's the reason.
Got it. I love that you were like, you literally said to Anand, like, I'm going to go to dinner with you instead. And then you gave 2 reasons why it's out of your control because you would do anything to go to the concert.
Can you imagine Dee mosh pitting? Because that's got to be one big mosh pit. How much?
Definitely the Kanye part from what you say.
Yeah.
There's just going to be kids just doing this like the church thing.
Yeah,
with their
it's
arms
a
up.
beautiful morning.
That was with the DJ playing it. Imagine if Jesus was performing in front of you.
Yeah, it's me nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Well, we'll see. I want to say my speculation. I just want to throw it in there in case it comes out. I hope I can say I'm right. Is I feel like he like wasn't nominated for something he felt like he should have been, and so he said "fuck you" to the whole thing. I thought that's what it looked like, but I could be totally
That's
wrong.
interesting.
Because he does have like what I don't get is someone else. I think YK Osiris, who's like a young artist, went to his house recently and like was posting, and he has like a whole like trophy room dedicated to his Grammys and all of his awards. So you can't tell me he doesn't care at all.
That's interesting.
We'll see. Okay. Next up, Elon Musk back at it again, beefing, starting trouble with prominent people. This time he went straight to the top. Joe Biden is getting the smoke from Elon. What's going on? I mean, I know the government like shines Elon, which I don't understand why. You guys might know, but they celebrate electric vehicle companies and they exclude Tesla. They do all this crazy stuff. Is that part of why, or what's Elon pissed about
this
now?
is very obvious. So the Build Back Better Act, which has passed in the House and about to go to the Senate, includes tax incentives of up to $12,500 for vehicles built by auto worker union members to increase demand in electric vehicles. Okay. And the Biden administration would reinstate a $7,500 federal credit for Tesla. He won already, right? He's so far ahead. He got all the subsidies already. He's already the winner. Why would he want his competition to now get increased subsidies, especially union-backed automakers, to get those subsidies? So he's playing the game. He's saying, oh, it's going to waste money. Why bankrupt the federal government? No, this is increased competition. If you give $12,500 tax incentive to auto union-based car companies, people are going to buy those cars. They're going to take away from him. That's why he's saying it. I don't believe he actually gives a fuck about the deficit.
That's probably true, but I think it's also Tesla's workforce isn't unionized.
Yeah.
And the other auto workers are.
Yeah.
And so Biden administration is supporting the unionized workers.
Well, they're giving him $7,500. They're just not they're giving everyone else $12,500. So he's like, and he doesn't need the tax credit anymore. His business is on fire. But he had it for a very long time.
Yeah, but
he got built by subsidies.
Sure. I think Elon's different. I really don't think he cares about money.
I think he cares about competition. He's an
extremely competitive guy.
Bezos all the time.
Yeah, I think that's what he's worried about.
By the way,
I think it's only a competition thing.
Yeah.
More than a cash
thing. By the way, Rustin posted this whole thing on Twitter how Tesla's the worst car company ever. He waited 3 months for his car, then his car broke down, and he's just pissed off at them.
Tesla, you said?
He said,
Well, go buy a Rivian.
Go find one.
If you put a bunch of...
Yeah, I do think they have a lot of problems. A lot of people are pissed. Like, they have
Elon,
little things.
Would he get the same like Jesus hands like Kanye's fans? If he were to do like a Coachella type, like I'm just going to talk for 30 minutes at Coachella and everyone just puts their hands up?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I think people would like pass out and stuff.
He's like Michael Jackson like for dorks.
I don't know. I think cool people are obsessed with him too.
I don't even think dorks anymore. I think fucking jocks love Elon.
I bet you the same kids shopping at the hottest Fairfax stores
love Tesla. Yeah, because like I think if you're a young person, like Arjun who works with us, he's like he unfortunately got in a car accident recently, and he was like I totaled my dream car, and I didn't know what he drove, and it was a Tesla. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, he's a 20-something-year-old person, and his dream car was Tesla. Mine was always like a Ferrari or a Aston Martin or whatever, like some sports car. Young people today, their dream car is a Tesla. Like, you want a computer on wheels? That's
That's
your
true.
dream car?
I think that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
What happened to a good old Lambo?
I think a lot of people, that's their dream
crypto.
car. A lot of young
Crypto
people.
world's Lambo.
yeah, they're
That's part of the memes.
I feel like the Tesla
Yeah.
is like the
Yeah.
it's like the dream car that you could
It's accessible.
accessible.
Like
yeah.
anyone can get one because they're like $400 a month now.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that your dream car too?
Yeah, 100%. I've
Really?
been very vocal telling people like I'm gonna get a Tesla before 27.
Wow.
Which one?
Model Y would be nice with the butterfly doors, but we'll see.
Model Y is the big one?
Yeah, like the egg shaped.
Yeah, the big SUV.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
yeah, I know.
But not the X. The X is
Or
big.
maybe it's the X I'm thinking of.
You like the
The X is the
Okay.
biggest.
The Model Y is the smaller SUV.
Oh, okay.
The X is what Jaleel
Yeah.
has.
Okay, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, probably the X.
The
then.
Y is a little bit
Yeah.
smaller.
And how old are you now?
25.
So you have 2 years to go Tesla.
2 years.
If you want that one, that's probably what, $1,500 a month?
Yeah, I think it's like $100K.
Yeah.
Wow, it's that expensive?
Well, it's yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like $1,600 a month. Yeah. Okay, well, you can get that.
Yeah.
You
Just live in there.
Once Robin with
You just
Shibu.
live in that car.
Yeah. It's just live there.
This is my dream
Okay.
house.
Yeah, it could be your dream car and dream house. What about seeing on social? Do you guys have anything you saw on social media that you
Yeah,
wanna
I
talk
saw the Better.com CEO. He's getting a lot of shit. He announced layoffs for, I think, 900 employees via Zoom. And I heard like the.
Yeah, that was a weird.
Why is that weird though? I'm
approach.
having a hard time understanding why he's
Because-
getting so much shit. How else do you want him to do it? He at least did it. It's not like he sent out an email. How do you win in that situation?
I think how many employees did he get rid of? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Instead of making a joke, I think what was more weird to me, because I think 900, I was going to say call individually, but not 900 people. I think it just looked weird. Like, I think it just looked weird. Like, I think it just looked, it didn't look, it just looked fucking
No, it's
goofy.
because
that's all.
he
That's
had
my
just
really,
raised
my main complaint.
$750 million days prior.
yeah, but that
So-
was probably
That's why people
that
are
was
pissed?
probably the stipulation.
So fire him the week before.
Maybe it was contingent. That's how the close happened. Last minute, the investors came in and said, get rid of these 900 people and we'll give you the money. And so he had no choice. He's going to look like the bad guy no matter what, which I get. But I just don't know if you have a gun to your head and you have to get rid of 900 people, like how do you do that in a way that doesn't get people angry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't even know what they do.
But it's like viral. Well, they need to do better, whatever they do. Yeah, my comment was just the way that he kind of came in and sat down. It just looked strange. Like, even like, why not just do this? Like, do what everyone does on Zoom. It was like this weird, I'm looking at it now. It was like this weird, like sit down at a desk. I just didn't like it. You know what? Fuck that guy. Yeah, well, anyway, it went viral and that sucks. Because either way, I will say, either way, you know, I doubt this guy's just like a crazy psycho, money hungry, whatever. And man, I just can't imagine like having to make this tough decision and do it. And then it goes viral that you're like this asshole. You know, like imagine like Menlo CEO, Dee Murthy fires. Like imagine that being like a viral story. That would suck.
That's
so
why I was
bad.
kind of struggling with like I understand the fundraising was bad optics and all that stuff. I don't think he can win. I maybe he shouldn't have done it on video. Just been the dick that just sent the message and be done with it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Anna, what about you?
It's more of a question because I haven't seen it on social. Is the Ghislaine Maxwell trial?
Yeah, because mainstream media is
Yeah, like
hiding
why
it.
you haven't?
Yeah, why aren't we?
Because all the mainstream media CEOs were down at that island.
I mean, just look at the amount of White House references with Bill Clinton, Donald Trump. There's so much. There's too much heat on too many people.
So they just don't cover it.
You could get your algorithm popping on TikTok. There's a Ghislaine talk.
Okay.
If you can get the algorithm popping, they're giving updates. I think Candace Owens also like spoke out about it. I mean, people are trying, but it's definitely not getting the mainstream.
It's definitely getting throttled in the
Coverage,
mainstream.
but-
Like you go on CNN.com I didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. It's just not on TV, and I don't think it's a main focus because I think, frankly, I think there's too many powers that be are going to make sure that that story does not make it to the top of the news. It's not going to be pretty, whatever comes out of this trial.
No, but I'm really curious. I mean, this is essentially like as close as we'll ever get, and pretty damn close to like a Jeffrey Epstein trial.
Yeah.
I mean,
It might even be better because,
like you're getting testimony and shit.
I don't know. It definitely is not, optically doesn't look like people are being transparent.
Let me tell you what's even bigger, not on the mainstream media, is Jussie Smollett is on trial currently.
Yeah, because the mainstream media stood up for him, and now they don't want to look like an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, it's on Fox every day, but not on...
By the way, the trial is batshit crazy. The stuff that is coming out of the testimonies, it is fucking wild. Wild.
I'm so excited. I haven't really got the download yet.
I mean, that would be a great 5-series TikTok of just breaking down the trial. It's insane what is being said in this trial. I don't even want to repeat it. It's still fucking nuts.
I can't wait. Okay. Mine is, what mine is? I just see right now as I'm scrolling through my YouTube, and your boy Matt Taibbi was on Rogan.
Oh, wow.
Today.
Any clue on what they're talking about?
No, but I see here something about what the media got wrong about Kyle Rittenhouse.
I saw Kyle Rittenhouse.
Bill Gates has given $300 million to mainstream media.
Uh-oh.
Seems like some good topics in here.
Okay.
So that'll be my listen today.
All right.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Jussie Smollett rundown, man. And there's so many people like on video and like, he just duped so many people. Kamala Harris.
I'm impressed.
Well, can't wait. Yeah, hey, he pulled it off almost. That's all we got. Okay. Thank you guys for listening. See you Thursday.